Hello, my dear students. How are you all? I hope you are all good and doing fine. So, today in this video, I'm going to start with the units and measurement chapter of your class 11th physics. Here, I'm going to start with the first concept of this chapter, and it is physical quantity, right? Okay, so as you can see here, there are some statements written on this page, and these are foreign numbers. And here I have highlighted some key points in these statements also. So what I will be doing, I will explain each and every statements in detail, and I will also mention these key points also in detail, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do next, I have taken some material here. As you can see, this is a box, this is an orange, and this is a book. So you can say, yeah, these are the three different objects, right? So obviously these objects will be consist of different kind of material, right? So obviously each one of them is a system of different material, right? Now I'm interested in finding out some properties of these objects. Namely, I want to find out the weight, length, and color of these three different objects, right? So what the simple thing which I can do here? I'm taking a simple spring balance here for measuring the weight of these objects. And now suppose by using this spring balance, the value of weight for these three objects comes out to be, now let's suppose for a moment it comes out to be 3 kilogram, right? And now suppose the weight of this orange is comes out to be 200 gram. And now suppose for this book it comes out to be 0.5 kilogram. Similarly, by using the meter scale, I can find out the length of these three objects. Now suppose for this moment it comes out to be, suppose it comes out to be 2 meter, and the length of this orange, basically it is the diameter of this orange. Now suppose it is 8 centimeter, and the length of this box, now suppose it comes out to be, suppose 10 centimeter, right? And obviously it is not so difficult for you to know the color of these objects, and obviously you can say it is red, and it is yellow, and it is again red in color, right? So these are some property which I have found out here. So what I'm going to do next, I am going to mention this quantity here, right? So let me write down again the weight of this box. Weight of the box is, in this case, this is 3 kilogram, right? And I can write it again, 3 into 3 multiplied by 1 kg, right? So now if you see very carefully, you can say, oh, it is just a number, right? So I can say it is a numerical value. So this is a numerical value, right? And if I ask, what is this guy? Well, for this moment, I can say, I don't know what is this quantity here actually. So I keep here a question mark, right? Now, to understand this, I am taking a simple situation. Now the situation is, let's suppose there's a company, and this company has been conducting interview rounds for a month, and now here, let's suppose it is the it is a big hall actually, and where it is the sitting arrangement for all the interview coming for interview. And now suppose this is the interview panel room, and here the company restricts only 5% at a time for interview, right? And of course, since it is a big hall, so it can accommodate a large number of person who come for interview. And of course, every day the number of person in this big hall is different. It is not fixed. But in this case, this quantity is fixed. Let's suppose I assign a letter to this quantity. Let's suppose u equal to 5, which is the number of person at a time who come for interview in this interview panel room, right? And now suppose here is a man standing outside this room, and there's another person who is standing outside this big hall, right? Okay, let me draw the number of person inside this big hole. So let's say these are the person, right? Okay, so at a particular instant of time, this person asks a question to this man. Okay, you just said, you just tell me what is the number of person left in this big hole come for interview. And he keeps a condition. Okay, well, he say, you just tell me the number of person in big hole in terms of you, right? And then this person say, okay, let me count the number of people inside this big hole. And he counts the number of people, and after some time he give the answer, well, that is equal to 4 times u, right? That's mean if you put the value of u here, then the value comes out to be 20. Is it right? Yes, of course, because if you count these numbers, then you will find that is exactly equal to 20, right? So what he did, actually he expressed the number of people in this big hole in terms of u, right? Okay, now in this case u equal to 5, what do you say about this number? Actually this number is a fixed quantity. Every day this number remains fixed, and this number, which is 5, which is basically the number of candidates for interview at a time in this interview panel room. And of course, it is well known fact for all the candidates who come for interview that this company restricts only 5 number of interview at a time. So we can say it is the standard quantity, right? Okay. And by definition, this is the characteristics of a unit, right? So we can say a unit is a fixed standard quantity against which a physical quantity is measured. Okay, so this is the definition of unit, and I hope you are all able to understand it. Now I connect this situation to this one here. Okay, now you are able to eliminate this sign, and well, you can say now this is what actually this is a unit, right? Because if you compare this whole quantity with this one, then you can say, okay, this 3 and 4 are the numerical values, and this u is the unit of number of interview present in this interview panel room, right? So based on this comparison, you can say this kilogram must be the unit of weight, right? And of course the kilogram is the unit of weight. So in that sense, we can say weight is a physical quantity because weight is expressed in terms of a numerical value and the unit associated with it, right? Okay, now there should be a question come in your mind, and it is, who decides the unit of different physical quantities? Well, the answer is it is not the task of a single person or administration to decide. As we have seen in this case, this u is decided by the company administration, right? Well, in this case, there is a collaboration of many scientists which forms international committee, and it is known as General Conference on Weights and Measures. It was founded in 1960. It is a supreme authority who takes important decisions in deciding the units for various physical quantities. There have been many reforms take place in definition of unit of different physical quantities, and the most recent one change in the standard of kg, right? Also, it plays important role in deciding the system of units. You might have heard about CGS, FPS, MKS, and the most dominated one, SI system of units, right? So this is about General Conference on Weights and Measures. Now we move on to the next. So now let's talk about unitless physical quantity. In physics, not only in physics, in science, there are many physical quantity which are unitless, right? And these physical quantities are the ratio of same physical quantity. So the units are cancel out and we are left with numerical values only, right? For example, longitudinal strain is defined as the change in length divided by original length. So here I have taken a wire which has the original length 5 centimeter. When I stretch it, it becomes 7 centimeter in length. So if I calculate the change in length, then it comes out to be 7 minus 5 centimeter divided by the original quantity, that is 5 centimeter. And obviously this unit centimeter cancel out and we are left only with this numerical value, right? So in that sense, we can say the longitudinal strain is a unitless physical quantity. Similarly, you can find out or work out for volumetric strain, right? And the next example which you can say here, this is the refractive index, and obviously this is the ratio of the light in vacuum, ratio of light in medium. So obviously the unit will cancel out, because if we write down the unit of speed, then obviously the unit is cancelled out and we are left only with the numerical value, right? So here we are going to the next, and see here, it is a simple weighing machine, and I think you are all familiar with such type of weighing machine. And here you can see these are some weights available in kilogram and gram also. And it is in your knowledge that kilogram belongs to the SI system of unit, and gram belongs to the CGS system of unit, right? So here you can see that this box is kept over this side of this simple weighing machine, and there is not any weight available over this side, right? So obviously this side will be just lower down than this side of the simple machine, right? And it is obvious because there's no weight available on this side to balance the weight of this box, right? Now what I do next, I keep adding these weights over here, and you just see that the difference in the level of these two sides gradually decreases, right? And certain instant of time it become equal in level. And in this situation, now I ask you a question: what is the weight of this box? Well, you can say it is not so difficult to answer this question. And well, you can say the weight of the box is 1 kg plus 1 kg plus 1 kg. That comes out to be 3 kilogram, right? And of course, you are right. The weight of this box is equal to 3 kg, right? Right? Or you can say 3 unit of 1 kilogram is sufficient to balance the weight of this box. Am I right? So in that sense, what you are doing actually, so you are doing the comparison of this much quantity with the standard quantity of weight, right? Basically, you are comparing the weight of this box with the standard unit of weight. So that's why the three units of 1 kg are sufficient to balance the weight of this box. So what you are doing here, you are doing the comparison. And of course, you can write down here, measurement is the comparison of a specified physical quantity with the standard physical quantity of same nature. So here you can say, what is this specified physical quantity? This is of course the weight of the box. So let me do and close. This is what weight of the box. And what is this standard physical quantity? Of course, this is the unit of weight, right? And I hope it is clear to all of you how we can define the measurement. So now I'm going to the next. The next one is the measurement method. And here I'm taking the first one. It is indirect method, right? In case of the indirect method, we use some kind of instrument. And of course, in doing the measurement, we use some kind of instrument, right? And the instrument does not give us the direct value of desired physical quantity. Instrument to measure the physical quantity which we use in some relation, and then by doing necessary calculation, desired physical quantity is measured. So let me explain this by taking a simple example. Now suppose this is a car, right? This is a car. Yeah, it looks like a car actually. And now suppose this car has to travel a certain distance. Let's suppose from A to B, and let's suppose it is 100 kilometer, right? And you have measured the time to travel from A to B, and suppose it has traveled this much distance in just 2 hours, right? Now the next question is what is the speed of this car throughout this journey? So of course we have provided with some kind of information. What is this? Distance equal to 100 kilometer, and the other information which we have, that is time, which is equal to 2 hours. And of course, if I want to find out the speed or velocity, so I restrict here to find out only the speed, right? because speed and velocity are two different quantities. So I'm taking here for simplicity the speed only. So speed equal to what? Distance upon time. And you just substitute the value of d here and put the value of time. Then you can say, okay, the speed of this car comes out to be 50 kilometer per hour, right? So in that sense, this is what a indirect method. How this is the indirect method? Of course, you have measured the time only, right? By using your watch only, right? So you have just measured the time, which comes out to be through 2 hours, and the distance. Of course, you know already this distance, that the distance between the two cities is 100 kilometers, and this is the relation which we have in our mind, right? So this is the kind of information which we have already in our mind, right? So in that sense, we have calculated the speed, right? So this is the indirect method. We did some calculation by using this relation, and these are some information which we have already, right? So in that sense, this is what an indirect method. Now I come to the next one. This is the direct method. And of course, in this case, we also use some kind of instruments also, but the difference is here the instrument gives us the direct value of the desired physical quantity. And again, I want to explain this by taking the same example. Now suppose this is a car. Again, I'm taking the same car, right? And of course, this is the, again, 100 kilometer distance, right? And if I want to find out the speed of this car, then of course, if this is the non-stop journey, then I can take out the reading of the speedometer, right? So by taking the speedometer, I can find out the value of the speed of the car. So this is what the direct method. So this is what the direct method, right? So let me write down again here. Reading of speedometer is taking reading of speedometer is a direct method to measure speed of car, right? So I hope it is clear to all of you, and in the next video I will come with some more interesting topic of this chapter. Till then, goodbye.